you ever watched a leader say one thing and then do something completely different, or describe themselves in a way that is not how they're actually showing up? Maybe you've noticed similar things in yourself at times. There's a reason that we do that, and it's not because we're bad people. It's because we've all developed a very human habit early on in life, and that's rationalization. It's the quiet voice that helps us justify our decisions and behaviors even when they're not aligned to our values. And unless we understand it, rationalization will find a way to quietly run our leadership, and usually not in a great direction. So in the next few minutes, I want to help us understand what's beneath those moments and how the counterbalance to rationalizing, which is self-reflection, can drastically change leadership. We're going to be asking ourselves a few questions here, and that's because learning how to ask ourselves the right questions is a huge part of creating change that lasts. So part of the problem is that most leaders start by asking themselves the wrong question, and that's, what do I have to do to improve? That's why it usually doesn't stick, because if there was a quick fix, you'd have no reason to watch this video. There's no life hack for leadership. It's a daily commitment that requires a lot of hard decisions. The better question to ask is, who do I want to be? That shift opens the door to real growth, but only if we start with values, which is what guides our self-reflection. Values are already guiding your decisions, whether you've named them or not and you know it or not. But knowing you have values is not the same thing as living them out. When you define them, reflect on them, consciously choose them, that's when real leadership begins. So think for a moment about what's shaped your values. Most of us will say things like our parents or close family members, coaches, friendships, maybe even certain aspects of culture, even difficult experiences. Some of those influences strengthen us. Some of them have pulled us away from who we want to be. So for example, if you had a dad that valued high performance and a mom that valued honesty, chances are as an adult, you've come to value both of those things, both personally and professionally. Maybe you've experienced trauma or loss, and that's created in you this deep sense of value for safety, control, or protection. Now imagine the influence of those things and people and the life experiences all coming together as you raise your children, or in this case, lead your team. It's pretty fascinating to take a minute to think about the things that have shaped us and our values. So here are a few questions worth asking yourself. Who do I want to be? What has influenced my values? What do I want people to consistently experience when they work with me? And what am I actually willing to stand for, even when it's uncomfortable? When you lead values first, trust grows and results follow. So what gets in the way? Well, the biggest threat to living out your values is not forgetting them. It's rationalizing your way around them. We all do it, and it started when we were kids. But Mom, he was mean to me, so I had to throw the ball at his head. Maybe that sounds like a silly example. As an adult, it might sound more like, man, I have bills to pay, so I had to do whatever it took to close the deal, even if that meant being dishonest. If honesty is one of your top values, that sounds an awful lot like a rationalization around it. We learn to excuse our actions early, and that habit follows us into adulthood, quietly steering our decisions if we're not careful. And that's why self-reflection is so powerful. Self-reflection is the pause that happens when you catch the gap between who you say you want to be and how you're actually showing up. It's how you realign daily with the leader that you want to be. You can have all the skill and experience in the world, but if you don't reflect, you'll repeat the same mistakes over and over. So ask yourself this: am I being the leader that I want to be, or am I just reacting to the moment? If this resonated with you, here's a simple weekly practice to help you build self-reflection into your weekly rhythm. You might want to write these down. What value do I want to live out this week? When did I live it well? When did I fall short? What would I do differently next time? And where will I intentionally apply this value in the week ahead? If you do this exercise consistently and put your reflections into practice, your leadership will change because you will change. And if you want something to guide you through this process in a little bit of a deeper way, we've put together a really helpful tool for you. It's our Leadership Values Reflection Guide. It's part values list, part reflection. So it's super practical. You'll get an outline of over 90 values that will help you in a guided way identify what your personal values are. And then the second part of it is a weekly reflection guide that will take some of the questions that we've talked about here and a long list of others, a little bit of a deeper dive into those questions over the span of a week so that you have everything you need to realign your values and lead well. You can download it using the link below. Try this, see what happens, and remember, define what matters, reflect on it, live it. That's where real leadership begins.